Good morning students. Welcome back to another session on the structure of organization, unit 5 of grade 12 business studies. See, yesterday we saw the functional structure, right? I told you functional structure is more suitable where you have only one product line but you are a very big concern, large. Now today we will understand about the divisional structure. What is the second category of structure? Divisional structure. What is this? This is also suitable for a large organization but with diversified activities. That means I am not just manufacturing one particular unit of a product, but I am manufacturing different varieties of products. Like I am manufacturing food care, I am manufacturing skin care, I am manufacturing a textile, I am into chocolate, I am into dairy business, I am into travel agency, I am into different varieties of businesses I am doing. But boss is one only. Under me only so many businesses are functioning. Then such a category of structure that you need is a divisional structure. Right? This organizational structure comprises of separate businesses that are divided into units or divisions. Divisional structure is nothing but too many functional structures put together constitute one divisional structure. I will explain you with a diagram. Each unit has a divisional manager and each manager is responsible and accountable to the CEO, that is the ultimate end. Then manpower is grouped on the basis of products but not on the basis of the category that in the divisional structure that we saw. Manpower is generally grouped as a similar nature work. They are all put in one department, but here manpower is grouped on the basis of the product line that they have. Say for example, please children observe this diagram is little complicated. I want your attention here. Later on if you confuse between both, there is no point that you had paid attention to the earlier session. There are a lot of chances that you get confused between both the structures. Now observe children, CEO or the managing director is the ultimate head of any institution. Now the CEO has, instead of departments, he has different kinds of products, right? He runs a travel agency business. In our previous example, we saw Upasana, right? That example you remember. Travel agency, he is into footwear, he is into textile business, he is into skincare. 4 different businesses but done by the same CEO. Now under travel agency, he has 5 departments. Sales department, purchase department, HR department, admin department. Right. Then under footwear, he has again 5 departments. Sales department, purchase department, HR department, admin department. Okay. Again under textile, he has got similarly. Again under skincare, he has similarly 4. This big structure is referred to as divisional structure. Simple. Now see, under divisional structure there are chutku functional structures. 4 functional structures put together constitute one divisional structure in this example. But for businesses there may be 20-30 functional structures under one divisional structure. Now here the classification of manpower is based on the business, on the product. Travel agency ka employee hai wo ID card will be different. Same HUL ka ID card rehta. Take example of Hindustan Unilever. So many products they are manufacturing now. Dow, Hamam, Lux, Rexona, Tresemme, Sunsilk, Lifebuoy. So many products they are manufacturing. Lifebuoy ka employee ka alag rehta wo barcode number. Then the same way it's a little bit different for Dow. It is even though it is same skincare products mein aata, lekin product classification mein it's a different thing. So now you have to understand that too many functional structure constitute a very big divisional structure. Here there is a divisional head also. Under everywhere there is a divisional head. This divisional head will report to the MD and CEO. Got it? Now we will try to understand about the few merits related to the divisional structure. As very simple, divisional structure merits are very easy. Merits or advantages. What are all the advantages related to this structure? Here what it comes, that is occupational specialization in functional structure. Here I will say divisional specialization, but the terminology is same. I specialize in the division. divisional specialization. Second important thing is divisional heads are made responsible for profits. Now their departmental heads are made responsible for performance of their departments. Now so many departmental heads are reporting to one divisional head. That fellow is in turn reporting to the CEO. So therefore divisional heads are responsible for profits of their division. So there is clear cut allocation of work here also. There is flexibility. I told there is lack of flexibility in the other thing. There is flexibility here. There is flexibility and also initiative. Now it doesn't matter whether your sales department, production department, or because your competition is with the other product altogether. Dow has to compete with Lifebuoy. Thereby automatically all departments that work for Dow, the sales department of Dow, the purchase department of Dow, the HR department, they'll be united only because common dushman is Lifebuoy. There they become united. Able to understand? So there is flexibility and initiative. There is lot of scope for expansion and growth. Right? There is lot of scope for expansion and growth. How there is lot of scope? I'll give you with an example. Just a second. Right. How do I say there is scope for expansion and growth? See here students. Suppose I am the CEO and I have this different. Now if I had to add one more product line, I will not disturb these employees. These employees are already working under that. I will create another division. I will create another divisional structure. Thereby these are not affected at all. Thereby it enables me to grow and expand adequately without disturbing the staff, existing staff related to various divisions or various product lines. I will not confuse or just because I acquired. Now Hindustan Unilever actually acquired this company Lakme. So when they acquired it, they had to reorganize the staff and they had to little bit improvise on the existing product. Now whatever they made or whatever they did to the Lakme, the other employees related to different products like Dow, Tresemme, Sunsilk, other cosmetics, they were not disturbed at all. They were doing their work. This is an addition. That addition has a separate set of employees. Clearly understood? Right. So these are all the merits related to divisional structure. Now under divisional structure also there are demerits. What are all the disadvantages or demerits related to demerits? What are all the sorry for the interruption. What are all the disadvantages and demerits related to divisional structure? Now, first thing is conflict. In between the departments we have become friends, but in between the product lines we have conflict. Conflict barabar rehta. Now we are all having a common. Now Dow will compete with Lifebuoy, even though they belong to the same owner. You look at the advertisements. Until I told you, many people don't even know that Lifebuoy and Dow belong to the same owner. It is the same owner, Hindustan Unilever. Now Dow is competing with, we see Dow as a competitor of Lifebuoy. Right? They compete with each other, even in advertisements. Conflicts will arise. Conflicts may arise among different divisions. There it was conflict between different departments. Na? Here it is conflict among different divisions. Right. The second kind, it may lead to increase in cost. Maybe there is a certain product base where there is not much work at all. Even then, because you have to keep a separate structure, separate division, you just recruited the employee. Maybe some employee here could actually half a day mein uska kaam ho ja raha. He can actually go there and help out. But the thing is, because you wanted specialization, because you wanted division, there may be an increase in cost where there are certain product lines that are not very successful in the initial years. There is not much work. When you introduce a new product, there is not much workload. The existing product staff can be used there, but you will not do it. Right? So thereby there is an increase in cost. Right? Now it provides increase in authority. The divisional heads are there now, so they become really very super. They become really very superpower oriented people. Why? Because अभी एक department में ही सर चढ़ जा रहा. If you are made the head of sales department only, you don't know, you are in the cloud only. But if you are made the divisional head, imagine what level your ego can go. There is a lot of scope of promotion in divisional structure, no doubt about it. You can get promoted because there are too many departments. Under each division there are so many departments. Because you work under the same head, there is a scope that today you are manager of Dow, tomorrow you can become manager of Lifebuoy, tomorrow you can become manager of Tresemme, any department. If there is a vacancy, you can increase. You can go, you can shift because almost are similar functions only. Production department is production department. You are already adjusted to the environment of Hindustan Unilever. So there is a lot of scope of promotion in divisional structure when compared to functional structure. If you look at the career point of view, if there is an organization that has a divisional structure, employees will love to join. If there is an organization with functional structure, उनका growth रुक जाता क्योंकि number of scope of promotion, number of vacancies are very less. But in divisional structure, it is not so, it is very high. So it increases the authority. When it increases the authority, it creates a kind of attitude and ego inside the divisional head that he will do anything for his independence. His freedom, his independence, his decision making power, he will stop taking suggestions. He will lead to, because he has too many things to handle. So that problem is generally seen. Now what is the suitability of divisional structure? Where is it more suitable? Suitability of divisional structure, I will say large organization with different product lines. If I am only manufacturing one product, then divisional structure is not for me. If I am manufacturing 5-6 products, 2 or 3 products, I am manufacturing different categories of product, I have diversification. In that case, divisional structure is useful for me. Functional structure is more useful where I have only one product. When Upasana is doing only travel agency, let her focus on functional structure. When Upasana is doing travel agency, chocolate, textile, skinwear, footwear, all kinds of different business, then divisional structure is more suitable. Right? However, both are suitable only for a large organization. Clear? Making sense? With this, your divisional structure comes to an end. Thank you and have a fantastic day.